Oh my God, guys. I don't know. It's crazy, you know. I think I fix everything, right? I think I have everything fixed, and then I monitor the opening and I'm like, hold on, wait, hold on. Why don't I actually hear any music right now? Hold on. Do I have my volume up? So I push my volume up. Nope, don't hear anything. All right, am I connected to something Bluetooth and it's going there? I turn my Bluetooth off. Nope, nothing. And I'm freaking out, guys. I'm freaking out because I wanted you guys to hear that. I mean, I work hard on this stuff. And so I'm like, what is going on? Come on. Why can I not have a solid opening? I guess the next one, the next live stream, 3 times is a charm. It's going to work then. But thank you, Aaron, Palmer, all you guys for letting me know that you couldn't hear the music initially and could hear the music because it was freaking me out. But I figured it out. I figured out why you guys couldn't hear the music. It was going only to my headset, and so I had to switch some stuff around. But looks like everything should be good. Let me check the chat room, see what's going on over here. Aaron Harris, technology man, unreliable. It is. It's insanely unreliable. It's crazy, and it's weird because in 2020, like, this shit should be pretty simple. I mean, it is pretty simple. Let's be real. It's actually very simple. I'm the idiot. I should have had this stuff pre-planned. So what I am going to do is there's going to be a new thing in this live stream where so we're doing a top 10. This is my top 10 favorite television shows of all time. And when we get to the top 5, right? So after we go through 10 through 6, once we get to the top 5, we're going to take a break, and there's going to be like a title card that's going to pop up and everything, and more music and all that stuff. So in case you guys need to use the bathroom, unless I need to use the bathroom, drinking the old water, we can do that. So there's going to be like an intermission, I guess you could call it, for this live stream. So we're going to test that out. I might have to play around with the music because I think it's going to be the same setting. It's going to be only going to my headset. So when that happens, bear with me. There might not be music for a couple seconds there, but I'm going to fix it once I bring up that screen. So, and we got Rock Music Forever 90. Hello, Edward Nigma. Ooh, I like that Batman Forever reference. Good old Jim Carrey. Love me some Jim Carrey. So we're going to let some people roll on in as per usual before we get into this list. That way we have some people joining us and participating. Also, we got Oliver Mercer. Hello, Eddie, and everyone in the chat. That's right, dude. Fist bump in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right there. It's good to have you guys here in the chats. Also, we have, correct me if I'm wrong, just let me know, Aiden? It looks like we have a new person in the chat room. So Aiden, you get the honorary. Welcome to the 101 chat room. I'm just really excited, guys. I love doing these live streams. I've determined that I love doing these live streams. This is really, really fun to hang out with you guys. You know what I mean? And look, once everything kind of gets back to usual and shit starts opening up and there's there's less COVID-19 bullshit going on, I think I'm still going to be doing this stuff. So don't worry. I mean, if you like these live streams, they're going to be happening a lot because I love doing this. This is so much fun hanging out with you guys. We got Mouse Tracks. What's going on, brother? And Sista. Rock Music Forever 90. Fist bumping. Yep. Yeah, so don't worry, guys. These live streams, I'm going to be doing them. The idea is maybe once a week, at least, right? At least once a week. That's the idea. That's the hopeful thing. Of course, nothing's solidified. If something comes up in a week and I can't do a live stream, then I can't do a live stream. But that's the idea. Maybe doing one at least a week. This is the second one this week, so we're on a bit of a roll, but they're just so much fun. I don't know. There's something fun about this. So I love hanging out with you guys. Aaron Harris, Riley something from the movie chat is also here, but he can't see the chat box for some reason. Oh, okay. I don't know why. I have no clue. Hopefully that's a YouTube issue and not me. Also, guys, notice I don't have my glasses on. I determined that for these live streams, I'm going to have my glasses off because there's less of a glare. You can actually see me. You know what I mean? There's more of a connection between you and I. And anytime I wear my glasses, there's always a glare of the computer screen. So, yeah, we're going glassless. So I might have to do this during comment reading time. I might have to do my Bobby De Niro. What, Faka? What, Faka? You looking at me, Faka? So yeah, yeah. Oh, guys. All right. So just a couple announcements, I guess, just in case anybody cares. The first thing is Facebook. I don't know if you guys know this. They just added a new kind of reaction to, like how when you click like, you can love or laugh at something or cry at something or be mad at something. They added I think people are calling it much love. So it's like there's a like, a love, and then there's a much love. So if you haven't updated your Facebook app, definitely do it. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it's pretty cool. I'm just waiting on the day Facebook does the middle finger app. That'll be, or the emoji, sorry. That'll be pretty fucking cool. And the second thing, this is actually even more important, but definitely nowhere near as celebratory. David Miscavige, here we go. Just a quick little Scientology thing going on here, because you guys know I love talking some anti-Scientology. David Miscavige, the leader of Scientology, turned 60 today. Yeah, no one cares. So those are the two announcements. Oh, we got Riley. Oh, can I do it twice? I mean, I run these live streams, so I mean, it's ultimately up to me. I think I will. Riley, you and Aiden both get. Hello, welcome. Glad to see you, even though I can't see you. I can see your name. You don't have an icon though. Like you don't have like a photo. It's just a purple floating head on top of a body. But that's cool. Oliver Mercer sounds brilliant with the lives. I know this is off topic, but I had to sort some scams, unfortunately. Have you had to deal with scams? It's awful when money gets taken. No, dude. Oh, man. Ollie, man. I hope you get that sorted out. No, I think that's happened to me once, though, in my life, where some money has been, like, taken out of my account, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's always weird. It's like, how does that shit happen? I don't get how that shit happens, man. But yeah, luckily nothing has happened. So fingers crossed. Excuse me while I just kind of tilt this up here. There we go. Are you wearing a salmon shirt or is it the lighting? A salmon shirt? No, it's just a what the hell is the name of it? It's like a variation of pink. It's like a variation of pink, unless that is what salmon is. I don't know. Salmon? No, it's just a plain t-shirt, but it's like pinkish. I don't know. I've recently got like really into wearing pink shirts. I don't know. I was one of those dudes that always judged other dudes for wearing pink shirts. And then one day I put on a pink shirt and I was like, I kind of like how I look in this thing. So now I've been rocking some pink shirts, and this is like a lighter version of a pink. It's not like a die-hard pink, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. Rock music forever. I don't really watch TV shows that much anymore, but I've been working on my list of favorite shows since seeing the title for the stream. I have 6 so far. Awesome, dude. That's so cool. That's what I love to hear. I love that that you're assembling a list. You know what I mean? Because I really want these to be as interactive as possible. So everybody in the chat room, if you have your lists ready, that's awesome. And if you don't have your list ready, it's cool because we're going to be going, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So when I reveal my 10, then you can tell me what your 10 is. You know what I mean? So you can kind of go along with me. Mousetrack Salmon, aka Shade of Pink. All right, yeah, dude. Look, I'm not very street smart in a lot of cases, so I depend on you guys to make me look a little smarter. So thank you for clarifying that. Yes, this is a shade of pink. Then yes, this is salmon. Yes. I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking of like the fish. So, and that fish is not pink, unless something has happened recently and I'm unaware. But anyways, yeah. So assemble your list, guys. That's awesome. Rock Music Forever 90, aka Oscar. That you're assembling your list, and you don't watch that many TV shows. Yeah, I'll be completely honest. I don't really watch a lot of TV either. If I had to pick between TV and movies, I'm much more of a movie person. So definitely that's something we have in common. Before we get going here, because we're about to get into this list, who all is watching? I just want to know every single person that's watching from here on out. If you don't want to comment, you don't have to comment, because I know there's some people that just tune in and watch and they don't type anything, and that's cool. I'm not saying you can't do that, but just so I know who is watching. I would love to know who's watching, because it sucks. That's one of the things that you really can't tell. I mean, they give you a number, but it'd be cool to see names, like so-and-so is watching, so-and-so is watching, Mousetracks is watching, Palmer is watching, Rock Music Forever 90 is, you know what I mean? That'd be pretty cool. So let me know who's watching. It's always a little lonely doing these things for some reason. But when you start to see the chat room go up, it's like, okay, I'm not alone. Time to go to the Crayola experience. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, that's in Orlando, isn't it? Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know. That's never something that's been like on the top of my to-do list, the Crayola experience. But yeah, cheers to the Crayola experience right there. All right, we got Aaron, Mousetracks, obviously, Rock Music Forever, Palmer, Oliver, nice. Anybody that hasn't been commenting, that's really the point of this, is to see, is there anybody that's just been kind of sneak watching? We had a ghost watcher on our live stream. They wouldn't comment. Yeah, dude. Yeah, remember? Yeah, exactly. It's very creepy. It's always like, ooh, who's watching? No one's saying. So that's why I'm doing that. But that's really cool, guys. So look, let's get into this, shall we? Let's get into this. So, because unfortunately I only have one screen for just a little bit of time, I'm not going to be able to see the chat. So don't let that stop you guys from typing away. And obviously I'm going to come back to the chat. So we're going to get into my top 10 favorite television shows of all time. And just to really clarify real quick, because some people would be like, wait, didn't you do a top 10 game shows? Yes, I did do a top 10 game shows. And technically a game show is a TV show. I understand that some people might be like, isn't this essentially the same list? Or like a variation of the list? And it's a variation of the list, because a game show is a specific kind of a TV show. These I'm focusing on, these can be anything other than a game show. Really, at the end of the day, these can be anything other than a game show, scripted or unscripted, live action or animation. Anything goes, okay? So you just won't see any game shows on here, because we did do a live stream talking about game shows. And there won't be any music or anything, because I want to avoid a copyright strike for this one, because I definitely got dinged for the game shows one. So no music, but there are going to be cards that, I've assembled cards and everything. So it's not just going to be me talking the whole time. Anytime someone does like a top 10 list of something and they don't actually have something coming up on the screen, I'm always like, why? That's a missed opportunity. I mean, yeah, it's interesting to listen to the person talk, but I want to see the show they're talking, or whatever they're talking about. I want something to come up. So we have that here at Eddie Green's 101. We have that kind of production value. But I don't have the production value to make music play when I want it to. So it's weird. All right, guys. And I'm not doing honorable mentions either. No honorable mentions. That's excuse my French. All right. So cover your ears if you don't like to hear the P word. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't like to hear the P word, cover your ears for 5 seconds. That's pussy shit. Okay. Doing honorable mentions. No. Forget about it. Forget about it. Okay, so here we go, guys. Number 10 on my top 10 favorite television shows of all time is, drum roll please, I should have had a drum roll sound effect, but I didn't. So here we go. Number 10 is James Cameron's Story of Science Fiction. Now, before I go any further, I just want to make sure, can you guys still hear me? I'm going to check the chat room. Can you guys still hear me? Let me know. Can you hear me as you see this title card? I know there's a little bit of a delay, so let me know. Can you hear me? Type yes if you can hear me. I want to make sure I'm not talking to just myself. It shows that my Rodecaster is producing audio for everyone to hear, so that's good. But just want to make sure. Can you hear me? I hate these delays. Awesome. Thank you, Aaron. All right, sweet. So here we go, guys. Number 10 is James Cameron's Story of Science Fiction. Is this really a shocker? A James Cameron project? Oh my God. On Eddie Green 101 list, yes, there is a James Cameron project here on this list. Now, what this is, for anyone that's curious, this was a mini series that aired on AMC. It's part of AMC's series. It's called AMC Visionaries. And I think the first one that kickstarted it was Robert Kirkman, the guy that wrote The Walking Dead. He did his special all around comic books, and that was a real success. And then they started making more and more of these. So far there's been a Robert Kirkman one. James Cameron got his own one where he talks about science fiction. Eli Roth did one. I think it was called Eli Roth's History of Horror. But this is my favorite one out of all of them. And I'm a little biased, yes, because it's James Cameron. But basically what this is I think it was like 6 or 7 episodes, very short, like 40, 45 minutes long. And they cover a specific subgenre of science fiction. So one episode will deal with artificial intelligence. One episode will deal with time travel. One episode will deal with, and he interviews so many people. I chose this one because, well, for a couple of reasons. I think it's just so cool, the fact that James Cameron interviewed Steven Spielberg. I mean, that's a rarity right there. And I love this image of Spielberg because, I don't know, to me it makes, I don't know, I laugh when I look at this because it almost looks like he's holding a joint, even though he's not. It's sort of like, oh, here you go, James. All right, man. What do you want to talk about? Jurassic Park? Oh yeah, man, that shit was wild. Yeah, that was some wild ass shit. Those dinosaurs, Jesus fucking Christ. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it looks like to me. So just so you guys know, the back of the head of the person we're looking at, that's James Cameron. But yeah, I love this. And the reason it's at number 10 and not a little bit higher is because it's a mini series. You know what I mean? So it wasn't that long. Like, it didn't air for that long. So that's why it's at the bottom. But I love it so much. You learn so much. I mean, a lot of stuff that they talk about is, stuff that we know, but I mean, they go into it's just really cool to see who he gets. Everybody from George Lucas to Keanu Reeves to Arnold Schwarzenegger, obviously, to Steven Spielberg to Christopher Nolan to Sigourney Weaver. It's an incredible series that you need to watch. Right now, I think it's available. I have it on Apple TV. I purchased it on iTunes, so I have it, in my digital collection. As far as I know, there's not a physical release of this. You can't buy it on DVD or anything. And there's a nice companion book right behind me. It's a companion book. It's literally called the same exact thing. And that was actually authored by Randall Frakes, who has been on the podcast. So if you're interested in any of the stuff that you're seeing here on this screen right now, I did talk to the guy that has been closely working with James Cameron throughout the years. So that's a really cool interview on the podcast, Randall Frakes. So anyways, guys, that is my number 10, James Cameron's Story of Science Fiction. We're coming back. There we go. We're back. All right. Let's see. What do we got here in the chat room? Palmer says, I got to watch this now. Yeah, dude, it is so good. It's so good. Rock Music Forever says, mine is Married with Children at number 10. Dude, Married with Children. Love and marriage, go together like a horse and carriage. This I tell ya, brother. You can't have one without the other. It's so good, right? That's a good show. Spoiler, it's not on my list, but it's on Rock Music Forever's list. Oliver Mercer, I love this series. I'm not surprised you've seen this series. It's so good, right? Sorry about this. Had to do Double Jeopardy. Okay, no, that's totally fine. If some game shows are on your guys' list, that's okay. Totally okay. So your number 10 is Double Jeopardy, Riley. Very, very cool. Riley also says, "Oh, I've seen advertisements for this. I need to watch this." Yes, I'm telling you guys, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it, man. It's so good. It's so good. Um, Palmer says, "Damn, I gotta watch the Eli Roth one too. Great recommendations." Yeah, the Eli Roth one is really good. It's all about horror and everything. And I think they do one on Final Girls, and they do one on ghosts and paranormal shit. And it's just it's a really cool idea from AMC. It's called AMC Visionaries. So there's another one coming out in the future. I forget who's going to be the host of that one, but it's good stuff. Aaron says, "My number 10 is Chowder." I have no idea what Chowder is. I'm so sorry, Aaron. Please, I really value our friendship. Please don't let this be the thing that ends it. I've never heard of Chowder. That's crazy. I've never heard of that show. Riley, I didn't make a top 10 list. I watch way too little TV. Now it's cool. It's cool. If you want to just kind of do it as we're going along, shows that pop into your head, that's totally cool. Rock music, Aaron Harris, LOL Chowder. I remember that show. I don't. That's crazy. What is this show? Riley, you can just start 10 random favorites out there. That's what I'm doing. There you go. Same here, Aaron. There you go. I haven't seen Married with Children in years, but it's still one of my favorites growing up. And shit, man, that song. Thank you. Yes. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed my serenading of Frank Sinatra. That is Frank Sinatra, right? That sings that song? Yeah, that's Frank Sinatra. I'm definitely no Frank Sinatra. So, that's so cool, guys. So there you go. That is number 10. Riley says it's a cartoon from like 2012. Okay. All right. Interesting. I've never heard of it. Chowder. Chowder is a cooking show, I swear. Good old Pommy. By the way, that's what I'm calling you, Palmer. Your official nickname, good old Pommy. That's what it is. There we go. Good old Pommy. Here we go, guys. Number 9. All right. Now we're getting into some juicy shit. And look, guys, if you caught the little PSA at the beginning, at the bottom of, what I was like, now is the time to, at the very bottom, I put prepare to disagree with my top 10, because I'm telling you, there's going to be some in here that you guys definitely do not agree with. So it's totally cool. Look, we can be civil about it. So number 10, James Cameron's Story of Science Fiction. Number 9, drum roll, imaginary drum roll, please. That's So Raven. That's So Raven. Oh man, what can I say about That's So Raven that hasn't been said? This is a dip in quality for sure from James Cameron's Story of Science Fiction. But I grew up on That's So Raven. I grew up on Raven. Where was I going with this? I don't know where I was going with that. Well, what's really funny is she actually doesn't, she's gay in real life. So she's a lesbian in real life. So she's not into guys as far as I know. So damn it, I missed my chance. Maybe Annalise Vanderpool, Chelsea. Yeah, maybe. Anyways, That's So Raven is a classic Disney Channel show. It's the only Disney Channel show, fun fact, that's going to be on this list. So, but I had to make sure that I put at least one Disney Channel on here because I grew up on Disney Channel. I think a lot of us did. And this is my all-time favorite Disney Channel show. I love the premise of it, the fact that she has premonitions and they get into shenanigans and the opening is so cool with the music. How's it go? Do if you could gaze into the future. I love it so much. Plus, I'm a little biased. One of the characters is named Eddie. That's Eddie holding Chelsea right there, right? Played by Orlando Brown, I think is his real name in real life. It's unfortunate. I think he's gotten into serious legal issues. There's a lot of mugshots of Orlando Brown on the internet. You can look it up. It's crazy. He just went to the wayside. That's why, as far as I know, you have not seen Eddie in the spinoff series Raven's Home that recently came out. But so they brought it back on Disney Channel. I think it's still airing as far as I know. It's called Raven's Home. It's sort of like the sequel series, and it's not as good as That's So Raven. You know what I mean? That's So Raven is just nostalgia to a T, but I just love this show so much. It as far as I know, it only ran for 4 seasons. And it also led to the other spinoff with Corey Corey in the House. Do you guys remember Corey in the House with Kyle Massey? That was so there's actually been 2 spinoffs from That's So Raven. But That's So Raven is the best. It's the OG, and I love me some Raven. So let's see here. Going back to the chat room. Ooh, let me bring up 1 second, guys, so you can see me and stop looking at Raven. There we go. All right, we're back. We're back. Let's see here what you guys are talking about. Aaron Harris, Chowder is the Cartoon Network show with the purple bunny that cooks. Never heard of it, and I don't watch a lot of Cartoon Network, so that's that. Riley, 2007. Okay, Palmer, I'll take it. Aaron, not a bad pick. Thank you. Palmer, we all just had a vision. Duality of Man. AMC James Cameron show versus That's So Raven. Yeah, that's a dilemma right there. That's a battle right there. Let's see here. Rock Music Forever. Next for me is The Simpsons. When the show was good, I owned the first 2 seasons on DVD. The Simpsons. Yeah, The Simpsons. God, how long has that show been going on for? Like 30 seasons or something? Whew, crazy. And the ride at Universal, it's decent. I don't mind the ride at Universal. It's an all right ride. Yeah, The Simpsons is good. The Simpsons, there's been a few episodes that have like genuinely made me laugh. So I really enjoy The Simpsons. Aaron says, I love That So Raven episode where they delve into the topic of racism. Yes, I remember that. When Raven and her friend are trying to get hired and she has a vision of the manager making a racist comment. Yeah, that's so good, isn't it? And that's like, I imagine that was kind of, oh man, when the Disney Channel execs saw that one, they were like, oh God, I guess we should do it, because wasn't that later on in the series? It wasn't in the beginning of the series, so I guess they might have justified it that, the audience grew up a little bit. But yeah, that was a ballsy episode. Aaron says, my number 9 is Adventure Time. Now, I do know about Adventure Time, so I'm not completely out of the loop. Very cool. Adventure Time is Aaron's number 9. Riley says, I think I've seen a few episodes of the spinoff, courtesy of younger brothers, but I can't recall having ever seen the original. Okay, yeah, so if you like Raven's Home, you're really going to like That's So Raven. And as far as I know, both of them are on Disney+. So if you have Disney+, you can definitely check that stuff out. Rock Music Forever. Yes, I remember Corey in the House, mainly because of that hot Brazilian chick. Yeah, she was. Oh, man. Yeah, she was, wasn't she? She was actually pretty attractive. Yeah, Brazilian chicks. They're definitely, they're a special breed in a good way. Simpsons have a new short since Disney bought Fox with Maggie at the playground. Super good. They played it before Onward in the theater. Interesting. Yeah. Isn't that weird how Disney owns The Simpsons? That's a weird thing, right? To me, it's so interesting, especially when you think of the theme parks, because you have at Universal, you have Marvel and you have The Simpsons, right? At Universal. And then it's really interesting. And as far as I know, Universal is not going to get rid of any of that stuff. So it's really interesting. I would have loved to have seen the contracts that were written up when it came to discussing that, because Universal does have Marvel and The Simpsons in their parks. So it's interesting. It's very interesting. The Simpsons now like 31, 32 seasons. Jesus, I need to get season 3. It's becoming rare now because of the banned Michael Jackson episode. Yeah, I remember that. I remember hearing about that. Yep. Bullshit. It's bullshit. Why would you pull it? Why? It aired so long ago. Why would you pull it? Fuckers. Does The Simpsons hold any records? I think it might. I don't want to do any searching right now because I notice anytime I do like searching, because I don't have, I guess, like the best computer, it sort of messes up the stream. So I don't want to screw anything up with the stream. So I leave that up to you guys to figure out if The Simpsons holds any records. I think they do. I would think they do, like the longest running animated show, at least. I wouldn't be surprised if Disney owned Universal in 20 years, says Mousetracks. Oh, that's wishful thinking on your part, isn't it? You would love that. You just want Disney to take over the world. And look, Disney already owns 75% of the world. So let's have some other stuff besides Disney owning everything. But yeah, so there we go. Mouse Tracks. I'm sure you're happy to see there's a Disney show on my list, and that's the only one, unfortunately. But That's So Raven is number 9. Here we go, guys. We're going into number 8, and this is a big one. And this was tricky to place because I was like, man, where do I put this? This is legendary. This show that I'm about to reveal to you guys as my number 8 is legendary. Okay, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. If that's a hint, it's legendary. Okay, it's crazy. 3 words, legendary. Can anyone guess? I like doing this stuff. The next show is legendary, and it's 3 words. Can anyone guess what it is? I know there's a little bit of a delay, so I'm gonna wait, but let me know. 3 words, and it's legendary. Rock Music Forever says, hated it. I read in a recent episode one of Marge's sisters made a joke. They can't smoke now because they got bought by Disney. Yeah, it's tricky stuff, right? Yeah, I imagine that they're going to screw around. They're going to pull a George Lucas, and they're going to start altering some of these episodes. It's so sad. They already have the world, says Mouse Tracks. God damn it. They don't have me. I'm not owned by Disney. Give me a hint. Legends of the Hidden Temple, says Palmer. You love Legends of the Hidden Temple, huh? That's So Raven? Nope. Palmer, Too Many Words? Nope. That Avatar spinoff? Nope. Rock Music, give me a hint. I don't want to drag it out too long. Those are the only 2 hints that I want to give. Legendary, 3 words. Here we go, guys. Legend of Korra? Nope, not Legend of Korra. All right, guys, here we go. Drum roll, please. Number 8 is... It's Saturday Night Live. Yes, guys, Saturday Night Live, man. This is a legendary show. Now, before I talk about why I love Saturday Night Live, you're probably wondering why I decided on this particular image. And that is because Louis C.K.'s monologue for the 40th season finale, he hosted the season finale of season 40. With his monologue, he gave the ballsiest, edgiest, and funniest opening monologue that I personally have ever seen. It is so edgy. I almost don't even want to tell you guys what he does in this opening thing, but I will. All I'm going to say is Louis C.K. and look, put up, whatever controversy you have or whatever issues you have with Louis C.K., put that aside for a second. In his opening monologue, among other things, because it's about a 6 or 7 minute opening monologue, he talks about racism, how he's mildly racist. And then he does an example of like when I go into a pizza place and I see 2 black women behind the counter, I go, huh, you don't see that very often. I'm mildly racist. That's the whole opening part of his monologue. So edgy, but so funny. And then he concludes it. And this is where I firmly believe that he did not pass everything along to Lorne Michaels to get approval, because I can't imagine that they would have signed off on what he talks about. And what he talks about is child molesters and how he has to surmise that a child molester keeps going back. Like, you would think a child molester, right, wouldn't keep doing it, right? Because it's a very, it's risky. If you get caught, you're fucked. But he surmises in his monologue, this is what he says: I surmise that they must keep going back because, man, those little boys must taste really good. And the audience just, like, you hear the biggest, oh my God. Like, you hear that kind of reaction. He compares child molesting to eating a Snickers. It is insane shit. Very edgy. I think the edgiest Saturday Night Live has ever been. Anyways, other than that, I mean, it is legendary, right? I mean, this show has been around for so many years. It's given us so many iconic skits. Jesus, why can't I talk tonight? It's given us so many skits, so many iconic performers, and so many iconic musical performances. I mean, there's just so many things that I love about, like Debbie Downer. That's one of my favorites. From Saturday Night Live, the Debbie Downer series. That's one of my favorites. I'm just going through my head. Obviously, you know, Cowbell. Give me more Cowbell. That's legendary. Oh Jesus. Bill Hader as Stefan. Classic. You know what I mean? Weekend Update is great. I love Weekend Update, and I actually really like Colin Jost. Michael Che, I'm not big on, and I have to commend Saturday Night Live for how well they've been handling the COVID-19 thing, doing it at home. I think this second one, because they've done 2 episodes now where everyone's at home. I think this second one that they did was a little bit stronger than the first one. But I mean, so many sketches. I can't say that word. So many sketches that I love. What's up with that? Ooh wee. What up with that? What up with that? Kenan Thompson. I mean, come on. He's the longest cast member in SNL history. He's been there the longest out of anyone that's ever been on Saturday Night Live. Crazy. It's just, I fucking love Saturday Night Live. It's so good. It's so good. And we've all seen it too. We've all seen Saturday Night Live. So that's number 8. Let's see here. Ooh, we got some good talk going on here. We got some good talk. Palmer, hard to believe SNL and The Simpsons are only like 10 seasons apart. Louis C.K. is a G. Yes, yes. I never liked that show. I was on team Mad TV. Mad TV, yes. I will argue, though, there would have been no Mad TV without SNL. That's all I'm going to say. Aaron, SNL is a little inconsistent nowadays. Yes, very true. Very true. But I think as a whole, it's definitely one of the best shows on TV overall. Yes. As a whole, if you look at it overall, it's one of the greatest. Now, if you really kind of zero in, there's weaker seasons, you know, there's weaker episodes, you know, there's usually a dud in every episode. But you know, you have to really give them props with how much they have to, because they have to be, you know, SNL really relies on current events, right? And so they have to be, you know, ready to write this stuff as it's happening. So, I mean, there's a great documentary that James Franco made where he documented the week leading up to him hosting one of the episodes. And it's crazy. It's crazy to see how much effort goes into it. So, I mean, a lot of people say it's unfunny and everything, but I mean, they are on a tight schedule. So I commend them wholeheartedly, because I would imagine it's one of the scariest things of all time to have to consistently, week to week to week, put on a great show. So, for me is Grounded for Life, Rock Music Forever. Okay, Grounded for Life. Interesting. Palmer says, Eddie, did you ever get to see Louis' show on FX? I've seen episodes. I haven't seen the whole thing. It was one of my favorite shows while it was on. Very funny, but very introspective too. Yeah, Louis C.K. I love Louis C.K. He's it's such a shame the controversy that happened with him, but I think he's making a comeback. I think he's coming back. So, yeah, sad. But my favorite Louis C.K. quote. Oh, geez, here we go. My 13-year-old daughter leaves the house at 7:15 every morning and takes a smelly city bus to school way uptown. It's like 8 degrees out and it's dark, and she's got this morning face. And I send her out there to take a bus. Meanwhile, my driver is sitting in a toasty Mercedes. I'm trying to read the whole joke here. Never mind, too long. Damn it, dude. I was waiting for the punchline. It's okay. It's okay. I know, like, there's a limit on what you can type in the chat room, so it's kind of stupid. Aaron says, let's go back up here. I don't want to skip anything. Aaron says, my number 8 is South Park. South Park. Is South Park on my list? I don't know. It might be. It might not be. I know it's in the cover for this live stream. South Park. South Park. Let's see here. Riley says there's a supercut of like 40 minutes of Norm Macdonald accusing O.J. Simpson of murder on Weekend Update in the 90s. Oh my God. That's great. Oh, I love Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald he's one of the good ones that came out of SNL. Have you guys seen Kenan's sketch of him as O.J. Simpson? Particularly the one, because he did one this past week for being at home. That was pretty funny. But there's a really funny one of, I think it's called First Date or something like that. It's him and Gal Gadot, and she's like, so is like OJ Simpson or no, she says, is OJ a nickname? And he's like, no. Because she's like from another country, so she doesn't know who OJ Simpson is. It's so funny. I mean, it's so good. I love SNL for all of its weak spots. It's given us gold, so that's why it's on my list. SNL is so good. The Saturday Night Live curse. Aaron says, I love There Will Be Blood parody with Bill Hader. I Drink Your Milkshake TV show. I haven't seen that one. I need to look that one up. Remind me if you can. I don't have anything to write on, but in that chat on Instagram, remind me of that episode. I definitely want to see that one. Palmer says, I watch Christmas SNL and Thanksgiving SNL every damn year, man. Yeah, I mean, SNL is a tradition. SNL's a tradition. So it's really good that they've been, able to make do with this COVID-19 situation and still perform from home. And there's been some good ones. They did a What's Up With That from home, and I thought that was pretty good. They had who they had on. They had Charles Barkley, DJ Khaled, good stuff, really good stuff. Durant Cinema is in the chat room, dude. What's going on, man? Is Pants Off Dance Off on the list, Ed? Dude, I'm not giving a spoiler away. You have to watch the whole thing, dude. You have to hang in there, man. That's so cool, dude. Good to see you, man. I was hoping you'd join the live stream. SNL released behind-the-scenes videos on YouTube a while ago for each department that runs the show. It's a great short series to watch on YouTube, but so hectic. Yeah, crazy. It's crazy. And we only see the finished product, right? So that's why it's so easy to judge. It's like, no. If you were there for the entire week, you wouldn't judge them. Drew's favorite is Chris Farley's In a Van Down by the River. My entire family also loves Bill Hader's Stefan. Yeah, Stefan is one of the all-time greatest that's ever been performed on SNL. All-time greatest. I think Drew's favorite is also my dad's. Oh my God, and I almost forgot Celebrity Jeopardy. Yes, that's a good one. Also Black Jeopardy. Black Jeopardy is a good one with Keenan hosting, and I think one of my favorites is the one with Tom Hanks as one of the contestants. It's really funny. That's a funny one as well. Awesome, guys. Good to see you having some chat there in the chat room. So that was number 8. Here we go, guys. 2 more, and then we're going to take a little bit of an intermission, okay? So there's going to be a little bit of a break, and then we're going to come back for the last half. So here we go. Number 7. Ooh, this is an interesting one. This is gonna, I don't know. This is definitely, I don't think on anyone's, like if I were to go into the street and be like, give me like 10 of your favorite shows. I don't think anyone's going to say this, but it has a special meaning to me, and you'll see why when I bring it up. So here we go. I'm not going to delay it any further. Number 7 is Leah Remini, Scientology and the Aftermath. This is a real-life series that aired on A&E for 4 seasons, I believe. 3 or 4. No, 3 seasons. Sorry, 3 seasons. And you guys know I've really gotten into Scientology, not into it, but anti-Scientology, I should say. And this is arguably the greatest piece of real-life entertainment. And I do say entertainment because it is entertaining. It's really sad. It's really scary, but it is ultimately entertaining. It's the best thing about Scientology that's ever been put out there. And Leah Remini, I love her to death. She's so incredible. And the guy you see with her, his name is Mike Rinder, and he was one of the real high ups in Scientology before he escaped, and he's a consultant on the show. So I've actually reached out to him, trying to get him on the podcast. I'm trying to get Leah on the show as well. You might recognize her from The King of Queens. No, The King of Queens is not on my show, but if I was doing honorable mentions, The King of Queens would be on that honorable mentions list. I love this. And this is real life stuff, guys. This is real life stuff. It just opens your eyes to Scientology. So I'm not going to harp on it too long because I know some people are probably like, oh, God, more Scientology talk. Here we go. But that is number 7. Very important stuff. Let's see what's going on in the chat room. Rock Music says, American Dad for me. American Dad, good. Yeah, that's a good animated show. Palmer says that makes sense. Aaron, you are just the anti-Scientology guy now. No. I don't want to just be known for being the anti-Scientology guy. If I can be also known as the anti-Scientology guy, then that's okay. I don't want to just be that. But yeah, it's a great show, guys. Seriously, it's a great show. Very, very important stuff that they talk about on there. And they go through a lot of the policies. So each episode, like the very first episode talks all about the disconnection policy, which is arguably one of the worst, where if you leave Scientology, you have to disconnect from everyone. You have, or everyone disconnects from you. So if you, your mom and dad are all in Scientology and you leave, your mom and dad will act like you have never existed. They won't talk to you. If you try to talk to them, they're going to, not talk. Scientology will make them talk bad about you because you left. It's crazy shit. It's real. It's real life shit. It's so sad. Riley says, was Leah Remini a Scientologist? Yes, she was. She was a Scientologist for many, many years, and she's one of the most prolific that has left. So, yeah, she's something else. Durant Cinema, if we're talking about science, I'd go with Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. That definitely gets that. That's definitely for Durant right there. Yeah, dude, Bill Nye the Science Guy. That would be an honorable mention. There's a spoiler. Bill Nye the Science Guy is not on my top 10 list. But Dave, Aaron's number 7 is regular show. Interesting. Riley says, I finally have a list. Cool. Durant Cinema, hug me, brother. Riley says, I think it's only 8 long. That's totally fine. Durant Cinema, you watch Tom Cruise movies knowing more about Scientology? Dude, it's interesting because I'm not going to get into this for too long. But if you want the short answer is from here on out, I will not be going to a Tom Cruise movie in the theater. And that hurts. That really hurts. But I don't want to support them in any way, shape, or form. They may not see that money that I spend at the box office, but I am still directly supporting a very prolific Scientologist. I was actually talking to Aaron about this last night, and I was like, if you really think about it, if we all did enough digging on anybody in the entertainment industry, or because a movie takes a team of people, right? So if we did digging on every single one of those people, tried to find out everything about their history, I mean, I don't know about you, but I mean, I'd be boycotting everything and I wouldn't watch anything. So, you have to kind of pick and choose your battles. But this is something that's really important to me and something I'm very much, very anti-Scientology. So no, from here on out, I'm not going to be buying Tom Cruise Blu-rays. If I do, it's going to be through a pawn shop or, you know what I mean? Something that's not a direct support. I'm not getting rid of my movies, you know what I mean? So I still have Magnolia, I still have Eyes Wide Shut, I still have Collateral. I can't say the guy's not a good actor. He's a great actor. It's just unfortunate that he's chosen this path. So that's all I'm going to say about Tom Cruise and Scientology. I'm going to try to get through all this stuff here. That works, Riley. He's on number 7, so just put in 2 right now. This is so cool. I love that you guys are participating. So cool. Do you like the series Homeland, 2.5 Men, and According to Jim? I have not seen Homeland or According to Jim, but 2.5 Men, I have seen a bunch of episodes. Yes, I really do like 2.5 Men. Is it on my list? Let's see here. Aaron, I used to love regular show before they went to space. Mousetracks, what's the difference between a religion and a cult? In a cult, the person you worship is still alive. Yes, I've heard that quote before. Yeah, it's true. Yep. And the guy running Scientology just turned 60 today. If you guys didn't hear that, that's something that I announced at the beginning. The leader of Scientology turned 60 today. Can we get a round of applause for that? No, we can't. Let's see here. Rock Music Forever, Durant Cinema. Where's the Steelbooks? Oh yeah, he's Dave just uploaded one of his latest videos is like getting a bunch of stuff from people. So that's really cool, dude. You got some good followers there, man. Very, very cool. Aaron says the regular show movie wasn't as great, but everything else is great. Perfectly mind-numbingly stupid and entertaining and fun. And hey, you know what? Some shows are like that, and who am I to say that you're wrong for liking it? Because I love some bullshit too, you know what I mean? Oh no, you're gonna miss The Mummy too, says Palmer. Yeah, The Mummy. The only good thing about The Mummy was that airplane sequence. That was it. In my room, not sharing Rock Music Forever. Mine. Yeah, Dave does not like people touching his steelbooks. Eddie, I told you Tom Cruise is an asshole in real life before you looked into Scientology. Yeah, and but that was before. And look, it's not like I didn't know that he was a Scientologist. I always knew, for the most part, Tom Cruise was a Scientologist. I found that out many years ago, and it's something that at face value, if you don't do digging, then it's okay. You know what I mean? So it's not like I judge people that love Tom Cruise. It's totally fine. If you do digging, though, if you start to actually dive into policies and the way Scientology works, and it just makes sense that Tom Cruise has to abide by it. I mean, yes, he is very powerful. He's the second most powerful person in Scientology, but he still has to follow it. So that means he has not seen his daughter with Katie Holmes in many, many years, if everything is true. And I have to assume it's true. And that's awful. That's awful that she is growing up without a father. So I can't support that. I can't support that because he has the ability to choose. You know what I mean? Now, if something comes out from him that he has been sneaking her, you know what I mean, behind Scientology's back, then maybe I'll reconsider him. But I can't support someone that can actively see their daughter and chooses not to. Can you? Like, that's awful. That is awful. And it's not like he's killed someone. That's awful. You know what I mean? It's awful. Durant Cinema, I can't wait for Mummy 2. Not. Yeah, no one can. No one wants Mummy 2. And now you guys are, all right, cool, guys. So awesome. Here we go. That's what was that, number 7? That's number 7. Here we go, guys. Number 6. And then we're going to take a break after number 6. All right, guys? So here we go. Number 6. Drum roll, please. Number 6 is Netflix's sequel series to Full House, Fuller House. Yes, I love Full House, and I can definitely hear the groans out there. I can hear oh my God, Eddie, are you serious? Fuller House is on your top 10 list? Yeah, guys. Yeah, it is on my top 10 list. So obviously we know Full House is somewhere on here, but if you know where it is, keep that to yourself. Don't spoil that for anyone. But I love Fuller House. I really do love Fuller House. Not as much as Full House, but Fuller House is the sequel series that so many fans wanted, and it's such a shame. We just found out June 2nd is when the last 9 episodes are going to be airing. I think it's 9. They're going to be airing the last 9 episodes, and this is it. And then that's it. So I hope to God, pray to God, that they end this thing with a bang. You know what I mean? Please give us the ending we deserve. And part of that, and this is the real sad part about this, I was thinking about this the other day. They're going to have to either do one of two things, right? So we know that Michelle, played by Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, has never been in this series, right? Because I guess they just don't want to act anymore. So Michelle, the character of Michelle, has been absent the entire time. They'll bring her up from time to time, talking about her in New York, running a fashion empire, very meta. And then recently, with the whole Lori Loughlin situation, Aunt Becky has disappeared from the show. And they haven't said anything about it, as far as I'm aware. Where did Aunt Becky go? So when this thing ends, where's Aunt Becky and Michelle going to be? Like, are they just not going to be there? And that's the ending? Because if that's the case, that doesn't feel like a fitting ending. You know what I mean? I'm going to have issues with that. I'm going to be like, whoa, hold up. Where's Aunt Becky? Where's Michelle? You know what I mean? You're ending. Look, I know that there's always potential for more of this shit to pop up down the road. Fullest House, Bob Saget keeps joking about that. There's going to be a Fullest House, and he's just going to be in an urn in the corner, dead. But for the time being, we have to assume this is it. We're never going to get any more Full House after this. So you have to end it perfectly. And if you don't have Michelle or Becky, that's not perfect to me. So they really have to figure out what they're going to be doing with those two characters. I don't know what's going on with Lori Loughlin in real life. I know on Bob Saget's podcast, like one of the new episodes recently, he had John Stamos on, and John Stamos said that he had like he talks to her, like he texts her from time to time. So I hope that they can let her just come back and film the finale and then go to jail. And then as far as Michelle goes, there has been so many rumors circulating for so long that, okay, Mary-Kate and Ashley don't want to do any more acting. Whatever. They want to be bitches about it. Fine. That's totally fine. You do know they have another sister, right? That is also an actor. Her name's Elizabeth Olsen. Get Elizabeth Olsen to play Michelle. What the hell? And I think, I might be wrong, but I think when they were initially coming up with Fuller House and Mary-Kate and Ashley weren't coming back, I think they did reach out to Elizabeth Olsen, and I think she turned it down. So they really got to try to do something here. I don't want to see like digitally enhanced, portrayals. Like I don't want any. I want actual people, and it's okay if it's not Mary-Kate and Ashley as Michelle. It's totally fine. I would be so on board with Elizabeth Olsen. If it's someone else, I don't know. Like I don't know if I want another actor playing that's not an Olsen. You know what I mean? But we'll see, guys. So that's number 6, Fuller House. It's just it's literally ultimate nostalgia. That's what it is. It's ultimate nostalgia, and I love it so much. Let's see here. Durant Cinema says, one of my favorite shows is about to begin. Jersey Shore, baby. Yeah, Jersey Shore. That's also on the thumbnail here. Let's see here. Durant Cinema, don't judge rock music, fist pumping time. Join me, man. Join the Jersey Tan side. Yeah, Snooki. Where is Snooki these days? Number 6 from Aaron is Nathan for You. Nathan for You. Huh. Never heard of that. You have some obscure stuff on here that I've personally never heard of. Let's see here. King of the Hill for me, rock music, number 6. All right, King of the Hill. Interesting. Okay, so here's another spoiler. There's not a single animated show on this list. Yep. I might have just let some people down, but there's not a single animated show on this list. I watch animated shows. I really enjoy South Park, SpongeBob, The Simpsons, anything that starts with an S. And but there's none on here. Of these other ones meant more to me than the animated stuff. But yeah, interesting stuff. Here we go. Riley says, my number 6, I put Band of Brothers. Ooh, that Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg. That's, yes. I've only seen half of. Had I finished it, I'm sure it would have been much higher. My number 7 was The Witcher, and number 8 was SpongeBob nostalgia. Good old SpongeBob. Unfortunately, says Aaron, with reunion shows and episodes, you'll always have stuff like this where people don't want to or can't come back. Yeah, it's bullshit, though. It's bullshit. I call bullshit. I highly, says Riley, doubt Fuller House has the budget means to digitally add a major character. Yeah, good point. Very good point. They probably don't. So I really don't want to see another person play Michelle if it's not an Olsen. You know what I mean? I would be okay with Elizabeth Olsen because she's in the family. That's totally fine. And then as for Becky, look, even if you can't get her actually there, right? I don't know. Do something where she Skypes in or something. You know what I mean? You can't end the show and not have these characters because then it doesn't feel complete. It just doesn't feel complete. And then I'm going to want a Fullest House. I mean, I'm going to want a Fullest House regardless. If it were up to me, Fuller House would not be ending right now. It would just go on for 5 more seasons. But everything must come to an end. Like The Matrix says, I think it's The Matrix Revolutions, everything that has a beginning has an end. Let's see here. Rock Music Forever. I'm surprised the original Full House is not on your list. Well, hold on. We're only at number 6. And we're going to be taking a break here in just a second. So stay tuned. Palmer says, Nathan for You is a gem. It's on Hulu. Go in blind. All right. I really need you guys to send me these on that Instagram chat that we're a part of. So, because I'm going to forget all these, but I'm always up for some suggestions. I think you got Band of Brothers mixed up with Saving Private Ryan. No. Band of Brothers is, I think it's either executive produced or produced by Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks. Yep, they're definitely a part of Band of Brothers. But no, Saving Private Ryan, that's a no. I mean, obviously that's a Spielberg and a Tom Cruise and a Tom Hanks. But Band of Brothers is also. I mean, they're not in it, you know what I mean? But they were involved in the production of it. Elizabeth Olsen says Erin is in a blonde wig playing her older twin sister's character would actually be pretty awesome. Yeah. It would be so cool. And I would buy it. And I would be so thrilled. You know what I mean? That's what I'm really hoping. I'm really hoping that that's what they've done. Okay. They've figured it out, right? Elizabeth Olsen signed on and no one has said a word about it. And we're all thinking Michelle has, like, we're just not going to see Michelle. And then Michelle appears. How fucking sweet would that be? For Full House fans, that would be the ultimate. You know what I mean? Because she's the one character we have not seen at all. And they've brought back some pretty obscure characters. So that'd be really cool. Let me see here. Riley says, I thought Spielberg made it too. Yeah, Band of Brothers was directed by Tom Hanks, and I think Spielberg was involved. My bad. That's cool to learn. Yeah. I don't know if Tom Hanks directed it. That's something I can't confirm that. But if you can, that's awesome. But yes, I do know they are attached to it in some kind of production credit. So yeah, guys, that's that. So here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the live stream on my phone. That way I know if you guys can hear what's going on. So we're going to take like a couple minute break. Okay. And if you have to use the bathroom, if you have to get a drink, if you have to keep assembling your list, that's fine. The live stream is not going off. Okay. We're just taking a break. I'm going to go use the bathroom. I'm going to take some water. I have not drank at all, so my throat's a little dry. So we're going to see how this works. I think it's cool to have a little bit of a break in a live stream so you guys don't get super sick of hearing me just talk and ramble on the whole time. So here we go, guys. We'll be back. I will be back in just a couple minutes, all right? So hang tight, and just remember, if you can't hear music initially, I'm going to be messing around with the settings, so you should be able to hear music eventually because I did put a track behind this. So I'm really excited. I hope you guys enjoy this little Be Right Back title card that I've assembled here. So here we go, guys. We'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, we are back. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know that you can still hear me. Obviously, I know there's a little bit of a delay, but hopefully you guys were able to go to use the bathroom or whatever you had to do there. And I hope you guys enjoyed that title card. It means a lot. You know, I put a lot of work into that thing. Actually, it took a little bit to figure that thing out. So, yeah, I'm just really happy with how this live stream, it's starting to feel like a sort of kind of official show. And then obviously it'll be really official once I get incredible camera quality and I can up the pixels on the streams here. But yeah, just always trying to get better, guys. Always trying to get better. So anyways, let's see here. Still hear you. Awesome. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Let's see here. Aaron says, while we're on break, does anyone have any honorable mentions? Mine is The Walking Dead seasons 1 through 3 because the rest got terrible. Gotham and The Chef Show. Okay, very cool. I wish, but I don't even have a full list. Any shows you haven't watched yet on your watch list that you really want to? Palmer says, I really like the old AS show called Home Movies, but I've only seen like 3 or 4 episodes, unfortunately. Okay. And then still hear you. Still okay. Heard. Sweet. Awesome, guys. Awesome. It's so cool. All right. So here we go, guys. We're gonna get into the top 5. That's right. Top 5. Number 5 for me is, drum roll, please, Drake and Josh. Yes. Hug me, brother. Hug me, brother. Drake and Josh. Jeez, you talk about. So I had to make sure that there was a Nickelodeon show on here as well. I had one Disney, and you have to have a Nickelodeon. And Drake and Josh is my all-time favorite Nickelodeon show. It's this show was really because of the Amanda Show, the bond that they formed on that show. And the Amanda Show was really good. You know, I actually kind of battled back and forth between, do I put the Amanda Show or do I put Drake and Josh? And ultimately, I decided on Drake and Josh because, the Amanda Show is more sketch, and I already had SNL, so I want, Drake and Josh is, I don't know, there's just something about it, especially the later seasons, and when Josh lost all that weight. That's sort of my version and preferred version of Drake and Josh. The older they got is that tends to be the case with a lot of shows. You know what I mean? Like the early seasons of a show where everyone's kind of, young and not fully developed or whatever is usually my least favorite seasons of a show. So like something like Drake and Josh, seasons 1 and parts of 2, I'm not that big of a fan of. I still enjoy it, but if I rewatch Drake and Josh, I'm usually watching, I think there was 4 seasons. I'm usually watching seasons 3 and 4. And then of course they made a couple TV movies, Drake and Josh Go Hollywood, Really Big Shrimp, Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh. So it's just this is a bold statement, but I'm going to say it. They remind me of Abbott and Costello, like that real dynamic duo. They were, my generation's Abbott and Costello. I grew up on Drake and Josh. So the banter that they had back and forth. And then of course you have Miranda Cosgrove as the little sister, Megan. And fun fact, I think it might be the very last episode of Drake and Josh or one of the last episodes, but we all know Josh worked at that theater, remember? That was essentially his job. And on the last episode, outside the theater, because usually, they'll do the establishing shots so you know where we're at now. So the establishing shot of the theater, you can see the movie titles, right? You can see what's playing at the theater. And one of the movies that's playing at the theater is called Now She's Carly, because Miranda Cosgrove obviously went off and did iCarly, which would be an honorable mention as well. I love iCarly. But isn't that a fun piece of trivia? I don't know if everyone knows that. The movie outside, like one of the movies, is called Now She's Carly. And I don't know. I love that kind of stuff. But anyways, yeah, this is a great show and super funny. And I just love the bond and the dynamic between the two of them. So good. And we're back. What are you guys saying in the chat room? Here we go. Palmer, I used to love Miami Vice. Very cool. Might still be a favorite. Number 5 is The Mandalorian. Interesting. Very new. That's a very new show. That's pretty high up for a very new show. Interesting. Let's see here. Riley's number 5 is also The Mandalorian. Aaron says Drake and Josh is superior to all other Nickelodeon shows. Anyone that thinks iCarly is the best is just wrong. Yeah, I definitely prefer Drake and Josh, but I like me some iCarly. I think iCarly might have been the last truly good Nickelodeon show that I can remember. I don't know if there was something else that came afterwards that I think is really good. And then when it comes to Disney Channel, I think it's like Wizards of Waverly Place is like the last good one, I think. And then after that, I'm done. Let's see here. Riley says, never watched Drake and Josh either. This is a consistent theme, so I can't judge it. Yeah, you're missing out. Drake and Josh is, but this is like a lot of this stuff is because of nostalgia for me. It's just I grew up on this stuff, so like that that's why it has a special meaning to me. I don't know if you were to just go in and watch it now, you might enjoy it, but you might not enjoy it as well. But I think it's especially like I said, especially in those final seasons, it got really good, I think. Palmer says Amanda's show deserves more respect. It's peak 90s freak out in your face kind of humor. It is. And it was almost on this list, Palmer. It was almost on this list. And then I just kind of edged it out because it was sketch and I had SNL. Yeah. But I love Amanda's show. And it's so sad what's going on with Amanda Bynes. I hope maybe she's doing better. I don't know, but I haven't seen her in anything recently. So I think the last thing I remember seeing her in was Easy A. And she got all that work on her face. Ugh, she was so attractive. I love her in Big Fat Liar, that movie with Paul Giamatti and Frankie Muniz. That's a good movie. Let's see here. I absolutely hate the Amanda Show. Not funny. Didn't laugh humor. Yeah. Amanda Show is very specific. You know what I mean? The dancing lobsters, Judge Trudy, all that shit. Let's see here. Rock music. I'm back. Cool. Drake and Josh. Yes. Gotta have some Drake and Josh on here. Dan Schneider shows are great. Too bad he's the scum of this planet Earth. Oh, God. What's going on with him, Aaron? Tell me, please. I don't know. Is there some controversy of Dan Schneider? Please let me know. Rock Music says, I don't remember any Disney TV shows. I barely remember Nick Live action shows. Yeah. I mean, you have to grow up on the stuff, right? I mean, otherwise, yeah, you won't remember the stuff. Because I could not tell you, besides Raven's Home, and I only know that because it's the That's So Raven spinoff, I couldn't tell you what's airing on Disney Channel right now. You know, like the original shows. I couldn't tell you. So, and same with Nickelodeon. I don't know what's going on Nickelodeon, but yeah. Aaron, let me know what's going on with Dan Schneider before I move over here. Oh, that's such a shame. Or do you just not like him? Let me know. Damn this delay, man. I hate this delay. I wish it was a little more kind of I ask and then you can type but whatever. It is what it is. Palmer says, bit of a pervert, Dan Schneider. Ooh, God, that's such a shame. Dan Schneider grooms children and does horrible acts to them and is obsessed with children's feet. He abuses them. Whoa, I did not know that. God, I didn't know that. See, now I feel like I shouldn't have put Drake and Josh on here, but I hate shit like that. You know, when you find out that, and this is what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? There's always someone involved on something that's done something that makes you not want to support it anymore. I'm not going to not support Drake and Josh. I would only not support Drake and Josh if like it came out that Drake Bell was like a sexual offender. You know what I mean? I know Josh went through his drug phase, but he wasn't, that as far as I know, that's all that happened with Josh. But that's such a shame. God damn it. Oh, well, that's a shame. Riley, I don't know if we know exactly how bad it is, but like at worst, he's one of Epstein's cohorts. Jesus Christ. Oh, Dan Schneider, man. Why do they do that? Why? You have, Jesus, there must be something I don't know, because I would imagine that writing these shows, like you had to have enjoyed writing them. Otherwise, like, why are you still writing the shit? Did he not enjoy writing them? He had to have, because you're saying he's a bit of a pervert, and that's all he did. He worked on kid shows. So, oh God, that's such a shame. Oh, man. Oh, well. That deserves this. Hey, Eddie, did you know that Dan Schneider's a pervert? Oh, my God, guys. Sorry. Got something in my eye. What's a live stream without getting something in my eye? Palmer says, I don't know, man. I'll still watch Miramax films because of the important and creative people behind their films. The same view applies to Dan Schneider, in my opinion. Oh, Miramax, like, what? Like, are you talking about Weinstein or someone else? Yeah, it's really tricky. It's a fine line. You know what I mean? But Miramax being a Harvey Weinstein company. Yeah. Yep. It's a fine line. And then it's interesting going back and watching, like movies with Kevin Spacey in it. Like, I think I've talked about this. I watched a movie with Kevin Spacey as a bad guy, and it's just creepy. Just creepy. It's just weird. Anyways, enough of the talk about that. So that was what? That was number 5. That's number 5. Here we go, guys. Number 4. Number 4 is, drumroll please, The Walking Dead. Oh, boy, yoy. This show used to be my number 1. This show used to be my all-time favorite television show. And I lost interest. I started losing interest around season 7. Season 7 was the dip for me. Because I thought that the introduction of the character of Negan would be super beneficial to the show. But I kind of agree with a lot of people when they say that Negan ultimately killed the show. And he did. And it's not, it's not Jeffrey Dean Morgan's fault. I mean, he portrayed him incredibly in, those first few episodes. And then, the writers did what they did with Negan, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan just has to do it. But, they just dragged out certain shit, and The Walking Dead was always accused of doing shit like that, just dragging it out and filler episode upon filler episode. And, I can't necessarily disagree with those statements. But I really started losing interest around season 7. Season 8, I thought they were going to come back with All Out War, and man, they really didn't. So by the end of season 8, I was pretty much done with the show. And then it came out that Andrew Lincoln, Rick Grimes, the main guy, was going to be leaving the show. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to stick it through until he leaves. And then literally the last episode with Rick is the last episode that I have fully ever watched of The Walking Dead. So I technically made it to season 9, but really I think if I ever make someone, and I use that word loosely, I don't make anyone do anything, but if I ever really try to make somebody try to get into The Walking Dead, I'll tell them now, like, keep going if you want to, but just know that after the season 7 premiere, season 7, episode 1, you don't really have to watch. You can actually end it there, and you can kind of fill in the blanks for yourself and create your own story. And that's sort of my canon of The Walking Dead now. They had, I think it was Palmer. Someone said it in a live stream not that long ago that The Walking Dead has arguably one of the greatest pilot episodes of all time. It instantly hooks you. Season 1, season 2. Season 2 is a little bit of a dip. There's a lot of filler in that season. Season 3. Ooh, did I just spike there? I heard something in my headset that it sounded like I spiked. Anyways, season 3. Yeah, see, when I say season, oh well, it just might be the way I'm saying it. Season 3 is my all-time favorite season. Overall, I think season 3 is incredible. The governor, I love the character of the governor. Season 4 is an interesting one because you got really good episodes, especially the mid-season finale, Too Far Gone, and then you got the finale. I think it's called A. Good shit in there, but then you got some really, with the whole virus thing going around, there was a lot of filler there. Season 5 is really good, especially when they get to Alexandria. Season 5 also gave us like the craziest beard that Rick has ever had. And then season 6 is so good. Season 6 is really, really, really good. Seriously, it's so good. Season 6 culminates in the introduction of Negan. And then season 7, episode 1 is my all-time favorite Walking Dead episode. What that episode does, no spoilers, is so insane. It's literally one of the greatest pieces of television I think ever put on television. It's so good. It's so brutal. It's everything The Walking Dead should be and more. It's so emotional. It's so perfectly acted. Negan, I mean, I fell in love with the character of Negan. I love villains, and I loved his character in that premiere episode. He was so just vile. Oh my God. The way he relishes in literally bashing in a person's head with a fucking bat covered in barbed wire. What the fuck? And just the look. I mean, look at that look. That's a badass look. A fucking leather jacket, one black glove, a bat, and a scarf. Jesus Christ. And a belt that's like hanging kind of loose. God, I cosplayed as Negan for a long time because I loved the character. And now he's a little bit of a bitch, but that's neither here nor there. So that is, let's get that out of here. That is number 4, The Walking Dead. So let's see what you guys are talking in the chat room. Let's see here. Aaron says, I hate that the industry I want to work in and love creating for is full of the scum of the planet. I mean, that's any industry. So good luck finding any industry that doesn't have scum, involved. So that's just the way the cookie crumbles, as Bruce from Bruce Almighty says. Let's see here. Number 4 for Aaron is Stranger Things. I have not seen Stranger Things yet. I did do the house at Halloween Horror Nights though. So that was pretty interesting. Let's see here. Rock Music Forever. Oh, the chat went up. Eddie stopped liking the show after Lori died. Or Lauren, whatever her name is. No, it is Lori, Lori. No. I definitely didn't stop liking the show after then. That's one of the most emotional episodes when Lori dies. That's so emotional. Sorry, guys. I got something in my eye. Give me 1 second. Okay. I think I got it. Let's see here. Aaron Harris, that famous episode with Negan killing off huge characters is pretty legendary, though. Not going to lie. It is. It's so legendary. Thank you for saying that. I never would have said that. I don't know if, because I don't want people to be like, dude, what are you smoking, man? To me, it's legendary. So it's so good. I mean, they literally pushed the limits of what you could show on cable television. And Jesus Christ. Can you imagine if The Walking Dead was like an HBO show? Holy shit. Can you imagine the shit they would be doing? Oh my God. That episode would have been 10 times more brutal. Guaranteed. And I don't know how you make it more brutal, but they would have found a way to do it. Because they knew they were pushing the limits. They knew it. You cannot tell me they didn't know that they were pushing the limits. Oliver says, do you know the series Californication? I've heard of it. I've never seen it, but I have heard of Californication. Dream of Californication. Let's see here. Aaron says, ever since the governor came, it started getting super slow and boring. Terminus killed it completely for me. Interesting. So you think, oh wait, the governor came in and started getting super slow. So you didn't like the governor. I loved the governor. I think between the governor and Negan, the governor is actually, I think, a better villain overall. I think he's a better villain. And I met the governor, David Morrissey. I met him at a convention, one of the Walker Stalker cons. And then Terminus killed it for you completely. Yeah, Terminus was interesting with the I mean, that opened season 5. People loved that opening. And that was fun fact, that was the most ratings The Walking Dead ever got. The season 5 premiere was the highest rated episode of the entire show. I think like 17, almost 18 million people in for that premiere. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because season 4 ends on a super big cliffhanger. And people were like, oh, God. Sort of similar with season 6, ending on the cliffhanger. And then the season 7 premiere was the second highest rated episode. 17.1 million people tuned in or something. So that's crazy. Crazy. I was one of those 17 million. Let's see here. Riley says, my canon will come up with my number 3 intro. With my number 3 intro? Huh? I don't know what you're saying there. Let's see. So does having a great pilot episode, but when your pilot is a 4-hour miniseries in it, and in and of itself, that tends to happen. Are you talking about The Walking Dead, or are you talking about something else? Aaron says, well, maybe it's not Terminus. I'm thinking of maybe it was Alexandria. Okay, yeah. Alexandria is that town that they find that's actually a good place. You know what I mean? Terminus wasn't good. Palmer says, Terminus was cool. It was the one that involved the cannibals. Yes, yep. They were eating people. Fuckers. I cannot eat somebody. Especially after that one episode, you remember with Bob, when they're all eating him? And he's like, hey, dumb shits, I got bit. I'm tainted meat. And they're eating tainted meat. That's funny. Aaron says, the dumbest shit I've ever heard was when middle-aged white women would always say, if Daryl dies, we riot. Shut up, Karen. Yeah. Everyone still says that. And Daryl is still on the show. He's going to fucking ride that show till it's over. I'm pretty sure it might be even in his contract. I can't die. Tell me that ain't crazy. And I've also met Norman Reedus as well. Nice guy. Shook his hand. I didn't do it for me. I was doing it for my girlfriend at the time. I really wasn't interested in meeting Norman Reedus, but she wanted me to get a signature on something. So let's see here. Aaron says, yes, it was Alexandria that killed it for me. I did really like Terminus. Yeah, Terminus was pretty quick. It came and went. So, yeah. Entry, sorry, my number 3 entry has that problem of this is my canon. Oh, I got you. Interesting. Yeah. With my, like, The Walking Dead, this is my canon. I see what you're saying. And then Palmer says, tainted meat. Yeah, tainted meat. Do you remember the guy that played Bob in The Walking Dead? He's also in The Waterboy. I don't know if you guys know that. I was watching it, and I was like, where do I know this guy from? I've seen him somewhere. And then I looked up his filmography. I was like, get the fuck out of here. He was in The Waterboy? Yeah, he's one of the football players that, like, actually helps Bobby Boucher. So yeah, guys, that's my number 4. Here we go. We're getting into the top 3. And I love this next show. Oh my God, do I love this next show. I got a lot that I want to say about this one. So here you go, guys. I'm excited for this one. Number 3 is Black Mirror. Have you guys checked out Black Mirror on Netflix? Holy shit. Basically what it is a modern day Twilight Zone. So what's really good about it is it's anthology. So every episode is different. Every episode's a different story. I love anthology series. Black Mirror, holy shit. And I chose this one, this image, because this is my favorite episode so far. I haven't seen the entire series, but this is my favorite episode of it so far. This is season 2, episode 1, called Be Right Back. And it stars Domhnall Gleeson right there and Hayley Atwell right there. And I'm not going to give away the entire thing. But I am going to talk a little bit about it. So if you don't want to hear about this episode, just kind of turn the volume down, or when this image goes away, I'll be done talking about it. So, and then we'll just talk about the show in general. But this episode, called Be Right Back, is so fucking good. Basically, what it involves is this couple that you see right here, Domhnall Gleeson and Hayley Atwell. And the thing with Black Mirror is it always talks. There's subtle and not so subtle themes surrounding technology, and how invasive technology is, and how we're killing ourselves with technology, and that's a lot of the message of Black Mirror. So they're a couple. He is someone that is always on social media, updating shit and whatnot. And then one day he has to go somewhere for like a job or whatever, right? And hours and hours and hours pass, right? I'll be right back. Hours pass, and she doesn't hear from him. And she's like, obviously worried. Where's my boyfriend, husband, whatever he is. And then the cops show up and give her the news that he died in a car accident. You don't see the car accident. And then the episode progresses on where she's at the funeral, and one of her friends, I think it's one of her friends, tells her that I'm going to sign you up for this thing that will let you talk. His name's Ash in the episode. I'm going to sign you up for a program that's going to let you talk to Ash. And of course, at first she's like, "Get the fuck out of here. What? No, don't do that." The friend signs her up anyway. And the episode really starts to get interesting when one night she is just on her little tablet, right? Just going through emails, and she gets an email from Ash, and it says, "Yes, it's me." And then, she's hesitant at first, but she eventually decides to, okay, I'm going to give this a try. And she hits the button to talk to it. And basically what this is it's a software that has taken everything that you have ever posted on social media, the way you talk, it assembles all of that, and it's able to function as a real-time communicator for that person. So she can have a conversation with Ash, and it's the way he would talk. And then they take it to the next level. The software tells her, "Hey, if you want to do this, let me know. We can do this." And basically what it is you can now hear him because of, all the videos that have been uploaded on social media. They take all that data, all that information, and they form basically an AI that sounds like Ash. She does that. She signs up for that. She starts talking to him. It's so eerie when he first comes on, but it's so emotional. This episode deals with grief. And, that's one of the big themes of it is, if somebody dies, do you leave them dead, or do you sort of kind of make this false version of themselves just so that you can get through life a little easier? And then it ultimately culminates in them, whatever the company is that has the software, sending her essentially this sort of like gel, like it's just like it's a person, but it's not a person. You know what I mean? It's sort of like a life-size gelatin cutout of a person. What you do is you have to put it in your bathtub and then add in all this stuff, electrolytes, all that shit. And then a few hours later, it literally becomes the person. So this image that you guys are looking at right here, this is not the actual real life Ash. This is the fake version. We'll call it the fake version that you can create so that you can feel like the person is still there, but it's really not. And the episode just spirals from there, and it's so good, guys. It's so good. I hope somebody has seen it. Let me see. I'm coming back. There we go. We're done talking about it. I really hope somebody has seen that episode or Black Mirror in general. So let me see. Palmer says, "Well, never made that connection." Yeah, for the guy from The Water Boy. Yep. Oliver says, "I love Black Mirror." Yes. Aaron's number 3 is Breaking Bad. Absolutely love every minute of it, but I'm only on season 3. I've heard so many good things about Breaking Bad. Is it on my top 10? And let's see here. Riley says, "Hey, it's the First Order guy. Never seen an episode of Black Mirror or Rock Music Forever." Oh. If you love The Twilight Zone, this is your show. That's all I'm going to say. Aaron says, "I've only watched the first episode of Black Mirror and thought it was great. Been trying to show Palmer the show, and he just won't watch it with me." Oh, but dude, that first episode is really weird. That's a really weird first episode with the pig. Ugh, very weird. Ballsy, though. Oliver Mercer says, "That Black Mirror episode is one of my favorites." Yes. Thank you. I'm so happy someone has seen this episode. It's so good, right, Oliver? Oh, my God. So good. Riley says, "My number 3 is my big controversial pick. Ironic with this episode's anti-technology message. It's Battlestar Galactica." Very cool. I feel like I'm the only one who watches it sometimes, and I'm more than willing to acknowledge all its flaws. But damn, I love that show. Very cool. Yeah. That is funny that it's because the show Black Mirror is very sort of like you said, anti-technology. It's like warning us about technology. But yeah, Sorry, felt I had like an itch in my nose. Yeah, very, very, very cool show. I love Black Mirror. There's so many good episodes. I've only seen a few of them, but I love every single one of them. The Entire History of You is another really good one. Every episode in season 1 or series 1 is really good, especially 15 Million Merits. That's a really good one. Like I said, that premiere episode's weird but ballsy, and I mean, it just gets you on board. If you're in, you're like it's a weird way to get someone on board for a show, but it works. So that is number 3, guys, Black Mirror. And what I did was I just took a screenshot. I went through Haley Atwell's Instagram because I wanted to see if she commented on doing that episode. And she made a post on March 15th, 2018. And I just want to read it to you guys. This is what the actress who plays the character said. Available now on Netflix, Black Mirror Series 2, Episode 1, Be Right Back with Domhnall Gleeson. This was a study of grief in the technological age, how the reality of experiencing devastating loss is blurred and contorted by a technology that simulates the one we have lost. Filming this stayed with me for a long time, haunting, sensitive, and smart, from the brilliant mind of Charlie Brooker. And I couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. Charlie Brooker, fucking genius. I just ordered, there's a book called Inside Black Mirror. It's coming to me from Amazon. Can't wait for it. Riley says, oh, it's called Ash. Alien reference? Maybe. Or a Pokemon reference. I don't know. Aaron says, weird but ballsy. Literally ballsy. Yeah. Ooh. I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know. You must watch the Black Mirror episode with Mackenzie Davis. That's on season 3. It's a solid episode. Yeah, I found out that she was in that show, Black Mirror, so I'm really looking forward to that one. I am going in order, even though you technically don't have to, but I do want to go in order still, so I will get to that one eventually. Do I have something in my nose? Let me see. This is also tradition. Nope, and I did blow my nose before this one, so. All right, guys, here we go. Number 2. We're getting into the top 2, guys. This is it. Top 2. Number 2 is The Twilight Zone. All right, so look, guys, you know I love me some anthology, and without The Twilight Zone, you wouldn't have Black Mirror, so that's why Black Mirror is at number 3. The Twilight Zone, classic. It's classic. I mean, what the fuck else can you say about The Twilight Zone that hasn't already been said? You can't say anything. I will say, though, that I really enjoy the recent updated version with Jordan Peele. There's an episode where they update the Nightmare at 20,000 feet. Like, that's one of the classics from the Twilight Zone. They update it for this new version, and they get rid of the gremlin, and they make it a sinister podcast. And it's not just because it's a podcast. I mean, that's a little bit of a benefit for me, but it's just a really great episode, and I'm really enjoying the new version. But the Twilight Zone, the original from Rod Serling, holy shit, man, classic stuff. So many great episodes. I think my all-time favorite is called Nick of Time with William Shatner. That's such a good one. It involves this couple going to like a diner, and they come across this fortune-telling machine, and they get like addicted to it because it starts like telling them, accurate shit, and it's so good. I love anthology because, well, I love it, and then I hate it because in the case of Black Mirror, right, with that episode, I love those characters, and it sucks when it's over because it's like, oh man, I know I'm never going to see this again, even though Charlie Brooker has said that he's going to, there is potential for sequel stories to popular episodes, and Be Right Back is one of the more popular Black Mirror episodes. So maybe we'll see something. I don't know. But usually in an anthology series, you don't see the characters ever again. So if you really enjoy them, it sucks. But if you don't enjoy them, that's the benefit. You don't have to ever worry about seeing them ever again. So, and usually in an anthology series, like any show, you'll have a dud of an episode. But The Twilight Zone has many more great ones than duds. So not going to harp on it too long. That is number 2, The Twilight Zone. I love me some Twilight Zone, especially the ride at Disney World. If Mousetrax is still watching, I love me some Twilight Zone. Oliver, I read that comment. Number 2 for Aaron is Twin Peaks from David Lynch. I love that show, but season 2 dips off for a while, and I still need to see the return. Interesting. Aaron says, my favorite Twilight Zone episode is Eye of the Beholder. Classic. I love the Tower of Terror ride up until it starts dropping you. I hate the feeling of dropping, but the theming is fucking awesome. Yeah, it is. And they better never touch that. Even though they will, they better never touch it. Riley says, my number 2 is Jeopardy, another game show. You love Jeopardy, don't you? Which could honestly be my number 1. I love it so much. I've watched it for years. It's great. Really, Riley, Jeopardy is top tier. Yeah, Jeopardy is interesting. So I know I upset Aaron with on my game show list. Jeopardy wasn't even on there. I'm just not into Jeopardy. I'm just not into it. But again, Alex Trebek, fucking G right there. All right, guys. Well, look, I don't think there's a big surprise here. You know my number 1, and if you don't know my number 1, here's my number 1. Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Full House, Full House, Full House. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if anyone tells me that this is not quality television, if it's cheesy. I agree with everything you just said, but I love it. It's in a time, especially like the one we're in now, you know, it's great to watch something like Black Mirror that's bleak and dark, haunting, depressing. But ultimately, if I was on an island, I don't want to watch episodes of Black Mirror. I'm going to go nuts. I want to feel good, right? And Full House, I think, is the ultimate feel-good show. God. I mean, God. And I mean, I don't know what I'm literally speechless. I don't know what I can say about Full House. I just love it so much. What I will say, this is the level of fandom that I have for this show. I contemplated multiple times starting another podcast dedicated solely to Full House. That's how much of a fan I am of this show. And I've done my research. There are some Full House podcasts out there, but not done by Eddie Green. You know what I mean? You can always have another Full House podcast. I just love this show immensely. It means so much to me. And I don't know, never say never, but I sort of squashed that idea of starting a Full House podcast. But yeah, I just love it. I mean, I love that lineup of characters. Everyone in that show, I love so much. From the left to the right. I mean, you got the hunk right there, John Stamos, who he's my favorite character in the show. But my favorite actor from the show is Bob Saget. But yeah, Uncle Jesse. Oh my God. The episodes with him and Michelle, that was always my favorite relationship in that show. That was such a special relationship. And they had the best chemistry, but everyone had really good chemistry on this show. And again, this is another example of a show that in the early seasons, I can watch it, but I prefer Full House from season 4 onward. Season 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Seasons 1 through 3, I don't watch nearly as much, but I can watch it because I love it so much. But I much prefer from 4 on. And a lot of people think Full House, like they call it a 90s show. And I see where you're coming from because the majority of the show aired in the 90s, but Full House is an 80s show. And that's another reason why I love it so much, because I love the 80s and it's an 80s show. I mean, it started in 1987. So it's Full House, guys. That's what it is. Full House. That's my favorite show of all time. And I don't care what anyone says. So let's see what you guys are saying in the chat room. Aaron says, not a surprise with Full House. No, it's not. I've talked about it quite a lot, about it being my all-time favorite show. Number 1 for you is Courage the Cowardly Dog. Wow, that's a show I forgot about. It was the first instance of me watching something related to the horror genre, and it really lit the flame for that huge part of me. Wow, that's your all-time favorite show is Courage. That's that's a really dark show, isn't it? Palmer says, Full House reminds me of sitting around the TV with my family. They would repeat all the famous lines and phrases that I didn't know. It brings back fond memories from when it aired on ABC Family. Yeah, it's never gone off the air. It's always been on the air. So that's one of the really cool things about it. It's always been in syndication. But yeah, I mean, literally there have been days where I've had a shit day where I feel like shit. And I have the entire series. You guys know I have the entire series. If you didn't know, I have the entire series on DVD. So if I ever feel down, I pop in an episode and I continue to watch from that point on. But Full House makes me feel good. And there's a big benefit to that. You know what I mean? I think it's going to literally come down to when I'm on my deathbed and I'm literally laying there speechless, like I'm literally on the verge of dying and I can't talk, right? And literally I look like this. Someone could put on Full House, an episode of Full House in that room, and I'm probably going to go like something like this. Cut it out. John Stamos, I miss you. Something like that. You know what I mean? That's the power of Full House. It's going to make me able to talk. I believe that. So let's see here. Aaron says, my dad had a gigantic man crush on John Stamos. I'll never understand why. Everyone does. I do. I've literally been on record saying I would go gay for John Stamos. I would suck his dick. You heard that here, and I'm not ashamed to say that. Riley, I know that you have never been in a live stream before, as far as I know. I'm sorry if I offended you. I have some harsh language, but I would. You know what I mean? And I'm slightly kidding. Slightly. But yeah, I do have a big man crush on John Stamos. He's incredible. He's talented, good looking. He can sing. He can act when he wants to. I mean, I've seen him kind of, and that's one of the things about Fuller House I'm not that crazy about. I love the fact that they got everyone back, except for Mary-Kate and Ashley. But when I watch Fuller House, especially, Uncle Jesse being my favorite character, anytime he's on, there's just something about John Stamos' performance now as Uncle Jesse that I love, but it just doesn't feel the exact same as back in the day. It feels like there's certain episodes that I watch with him of Fuller House where I feel like he maybe doesn't want to be there. You know what I mean? Whereas on like Full House, it seems like he was giving everything. There's a little bit of I feel like he's holding back with Fuller House sometimes. I don't know, it's weird. But let's see here. Riley's number one is the 2008 Star Wars, The Clone Wars. Awesome. There we go. I'm really not into Star Wars. I hope that doesn't make you hate me, Riley, but that's an awesome, awesome number one. Rock Music Forever. Aaron, it's a man crush. He probably admires him. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And then Rock Music Forever, laughing my ass off. Shut up, Eddie. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm slightly kidding. But I've met Bob Saget. I've met Dave Coulier. I have yet to meet John Stamos. So I got to get him. I got to meet him. I got to meet him at some point. And then Oliver Mercer says, do you know the old cartoon series He-Man? Yes, I do. And Are You Afraid of the Dark? Those are two old school shows I grew up on. Yes, I do remember those as well. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Yeah, I've heard of them. Yep, for sure. So yeah, guys, that's my list. I'm just going to quickly recap with you. I'm not going to pull the things up, but just to quickly recap. And then we'll end this thing. We've been going for 2 hours. Number 10, James Cameron's Story of Science Fiction. Number 9, That's So Raven. Number 8, Saturday Night Live. Number 7, Leah Remini's Scientology and the Aftermath. Number 6, Fuller House. Number 5, Drake and Josh. Number 4, The Walking Dead. Number 3, Black Mirror. Number 2, The Twilight Zone. And number 1, Full House. That's my all-time top 10 favorite shows. And if you saw the description of this live stream, that is until something comes along and knocks one of them off. So that's what it is for the time being. So look, guys, I really, Palmer says, anybody, if I can speak, like Walker, Texas Ranger. I don't. I know that's Chuck Norris, good old Chucky. But oh dang, I don't remember the shows we were supposed to remind you about, Eddie. Oh, it's okay. I mean, it'll be in the chat room once the video's done processing. Mousetracks called it. Yeah, dude. I love Full House so much. So hot. Want to touch the hiney. But yeah, guys, that was my top 10 list. We've been going for what? Almost 2 hours now, something like that. Holy shit. We did it, guys. We made it. We made it. Can we get a round of applause? All right, cut that shit off. An 80s action show starring Chuck Norris. Yeah. Yeah, guys, we made it. So thank you so much for being here. Also, guys, I just released episode 56. I think it's 56 of the podcast today. Episode 56 came out with my sister from the same exact Mista. Her name is Nicole, and she is among many other things we talk about a lot in that episode because we don't talk very often. So it's sort of an opportunity to catch up, but what she does in real life is she is an advocate for veganism and plant-based diets. Jesus. Who's this? She's an advocate for that. That's what she does for her profession. So it was really cool to get her on. So that's the new episode of the podcast. If you haven't checked it out yet, it is available on Apple, Google, and Spotify. Links are down below. I would really appreciate if you check that out if you want to. I mean, I don't know. You guys do what you want to do. Mousetrack says, agree with most. Would have added Boy Meets World and Roseanne. Interesting. Roseanne. Yeah, dude. Roseanne. I really like her appearances on the Joe Rogan podcast. She's been on there a few times, and she's always entertaining. Off her rocker, though. And then Boy Meets World, and then isn't there a spinoff of that, Girl Meets World or something? Jesus Christ. But yeah, that's interesting. Cool. Good that you agree with most of those. That's good. I aim to please. I always hit the wrong one there. It was supposed to be the but whatever. I don't care. I'm losing my mind. No human should be talking for 2 hours by themselves. So I'm going to get out of here, guys. I hope you guys had fun tonight. I'll be back. I don't know when. I can never say. But I will be back for number 12. I think it's live stream 12, the next one. This is number 11. So Palmer says, great stuff. Roseanne Halloween shows, man. Roseanne Halloween shows, man. Roseanne Halloween shows, man. Like an episode of Roseanne, but the Halloween episode. Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. But seriously, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Eddie, you need a label maker for your soundboard. Yeah, well, what's interesting about this thing is it came with those kinds of, it came with cards that you can write on. And then if you want to erase it, it's like a dry erase thing. So I should probably utilize that or do what you said, or just memorize it. It's really not that hard. The soundboard is really not that hard to remember, but whatever. But seriously, thank you guys from the bottom of my ass for being here and for tuning in. And Riley, thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye, Riley. Ollie says, cool show, Eddie. Thank you, man. We're going to virtual fist bump. Love you, bro. Keep on terminating. Yeah, thank you, man. Keep on terminating. You keep on terminating as well. Her Halloween episodes were always good is what I meant there. Oh, okay. And Mousetracks. He just released his newest episode of the podcasts, of his podcast, Mousetracks. So if you guys love Disney, Mousetracks is a great podcast about Disney. So go check that out. Awesome, man. I'm so cool to see that you're hopefully gonna keep that content coming because people need it. People need content right now. So that's why I'm here. But that's why I'm also leaving. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you very, very, very soon. Oh, I saw something come in. I don't want to forget anyone. Oh, Aaron Harris, just virtual fist bumping. Yes, guys. Thank you so much. I will see you very, very soon. And until then, stay strong.